Okay, for question number 1, we can do it another way too. So let me show you guys how. 2 to the 5 over 2 minus 2 to the 3 over 2. So in this case here, I need to use like factoring. I need to do some factorings. And let me show you what do I mean by that. So this is my second way. I'll just say factor it. And let me just do some like small examples to see how do we usually factor. For example, if you have x to the 7, I want to minus x to the 5. So if this is the problem here, I want to factor it. Notice that this x to the 7 means that I have 7 of the x's multiplying together, and this means I have 5 of the x multiplying together. So we have the biggest common factor is x to the 5, right? So I can factor out x to the 5 power. X to the 5 power. Okay. Because they have x to the 5 in common. That's usually how people will say it. Okay. So once you take out x to the 5, what's left in here? I have x to the 7. You took out 5 of the x out already. So you will have x to the second power. And then I have minus x to the 5. So you took them out already, but you have a 1 left, right? Because it's a 1 times x to the 5. So you will just write this minus 1. We're going to use this idea here to help us to do this question. But I want to point out some of the things that we did right here. How did we know we can take out x to the 5? The reason that we can take out x to the 5 is pay attention to the exponent. I have a 7, I have a 5. You want to take out the smaller exponent. So the 5 is the smaller exponent. So just write down the smaller exponent and then you box that. So the 5 is the smaller exponent between 7 and 5. Right? That's 5. And how did we get a 2? How did we get a 2? Well, originally you have 7. I can just minus the ones that we took out, which is 5. So 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. So that's how we can just do x to the second power. Another way to look at it, right? And in this case right here, how did we get a 1? Well, originally you have x to the 5. But then you took out x to the 5, so you can just think about you use 5 minus 5 for the exponent, you get x to the 0. X to the 0 is 1. I'll talk about the zero's exponent later on, but that's the idea. Especially I want you guys to pay attention to right here. Okay, so we have this two. I have x to some power minus x to some power, right? That's exactly the same situation right here. But we're just dealing with fractions. So the first step is we can take out the 2, and which exponent is smaller? 3/2 is smaller, right? So I can take out the 3/2. And that's exactly what happened right here earlier. I can write down the 2 and then bring down the smaller exponent, factor out the smaller exponent. Alright, parentheses. Originally I have 2 to the 5 over 2, right? 2 to the 5 over 2. So I will write down the 2, but what exponent am I going to put right here? How did we do this question earlier? We got 2, it's because we can just do, originally we have the 7 minus the one that we took out, minus 5. So 7 minus 5, we get 2. We will do the same. 5 over 2, we just need to subtract 3 over 2, and that will be the exponent right here. So let me write it right here. Originally, you have 5 over 2. I want to subtract 3 over 2. They have the same denominator already, so you can just do 5 minus 3, which is 2 over 2, which is equal to 1. So I just have 2 to the first power inside for the first part right here. Minus originally you have 2 to the 3 half power, but this is already completely out right here, right? But however, you still have a 1 left, just like what happened here. So technically, I just have 2 to the first minus a regular 1. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else that we can do. 2 to the first, of course, is just equal to 2, right? So the inside is equal to 2 minus 1. And then the outside is 2 raised to the 3 half exponent. Order of operation says that we have to do the parentheses inside of the parentheses first. This guy is equal to 1. And I still need to multiply by 2 raised to the 3 half power. And what's 2 to the 3 half power times 1? Just that itself. 2 to the 3 half power. So this approach may be slightly difficult to understand in terms of work with the exponent, but of course, as you can see that it's much shorter, right? You may not be comfortable with this, and I agree because fractions, exponents are difficult, but just practice a little bit, practice more of these kind of questions, and you can get the right answer just like that.